and as they do, they get a little warm, they jump in the water.
Across the water, there's a heckload of people here. The South Shore was lined with parents and their kiddos, grateful to spend time with family and take full advantage of a lake finally filled with water.
That was terrible. Yeah, 2 years we didn't come up here, almost 3 years, I think. Yeah, so that was bad. Yeah, I'm glad we had the rains that we did. You know, that helped a lot.
Now the drought is behind them, and greeting them at the gate to the lake, the word open, printed on a banner, flying proudly, just in time for some holiday weekend fun.
Sierra Starks reporting for us. Also open this week in Lake Nacimiento, which we're told was completely full by this afternoon. In Monterey, the 7th annual Cali Roots Festival is in full swing at the fairgrounds. More than 45 bands and musicians will perform on 3 stages throughout the weekend. Organizers say 30,000 people from all over the world are expected to attend the festival.
We have people coming from San Diego, all the way up from Seattle, Sacramento, San Jose, but we also have people flying in from Brazil, Hawaii.
The producers say aside from the music, the mood of the event is what keeps people coming back. With warmer temperatures this weekend, Monterey Bay beaches are expected to be packed. To manage the potential mess, Save Our Shores will be providing their annual pollution prevention outreach on Memorial Day. This will be followed by big cleanup efforts across the Monterey Bay the morning before and after the holiday. The nonprofit needs volunteers. Cleanup will take place Monday, May 29th at Cowell Main Beach in Santa Cruz and Del Monte Beach in Monterey. Both events run noon to 4. News around the state. The mother of Uber CEO Travis Kalanick was killed and his father is recovering after a serious boating accident last night in Fresno. Happened on Pine Flat Lake. Bonnie and Donald Kalanick have been longtime boaters. Their boat hit a rock and sank. Rescue crews found the couple on shore. Bonnie was pronounced dead at the scene. Donald was flown to a hospital with serious injuries. In Los Angeles County, a small plane crash has left 3 people injured. The plane landed in a dry creek bed that runs alongside the El Monte Airport just east of downtown LA on Friday. The plane landed close to some homes. The 3 people on board were treated for minor injuries. No word on the cause of the crash. News around the world. British police have released these new photos of the suspected Manchester Arena suicide bomber. This as they asked the public to come forward with information on where he was in the days leading up to the attack. Meantime, police conducting more raids overnight in Manchester with 3 more suspects in custody. Authorities are confident enough to reduce the nation's threat level from critical now to severe. British Prime Minister Theresa May explained this is an improvement, but still a very serious warning for citizens.
The public should be clear about what this means. A threat level of severe means an attack is highly likely. The country should remain vigilant.
May and law enforcement say they've covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time, but there's much more work to be done. Right now, 11 men are in custody. 17 searches have been concluded and are still underway. Experts are also working to get a better understanding of how the explosive device was created. Travel troubles for thousands planning trips by air this Memorial Day weekend. Airports in London were a mess after British Airways canceled all flights from Heathrow and Gatwick airports. The airline's phone system and website were also down. Companies saying the issues are because of a global IT failure. Tonight, passengers are frustrated because they aren't getting any information.
But it's absolute chaos in there. There's no British Airways staff telling us what to do. They're just handing out letters.
The staff here are just saying, go home, nothing to do with us. You know, why are you bothering? Why are you wasting our time? Just go home. We didn't break the systems. We just want answers. You've got guys with families here and children, and they're just saying, find a hotel. There's plenty of them around.
The airline is trying to restore service by tomorrow. Those unable to fly will be offered a full refund. Tonight, President Trump is on his way home from his first overseas trip since taking office. Today, the president participated in the final day of the G7 summit and spoke to U.S. troops stationed in Sicily. Action News reporter Jay Gray with more on the results of the president's effort at face-to-face diplomacy.
President Trump closing out his overseas tour at the U.S. Naval Air Station in Sicily.
We have been gone for close to 9 days. This will be 9 days. And I think we hit a home run no matter where we are.
He called the G7 meetings here tremendously productive, leaders reaching agreements on trade and the war on terror. But Mr. Trump was the lone holdout on climate change. Posting on social media, he'd make a decision about U.S. participation in the Paris Accord next week. The president's overseas tour began in Saudi Arabia, addressing the leaders of more than 50 Muslim countries, calling on them to step up the fight against terror. From there, he traveled to Israel, the first sitting president to visit the Western Wall. His talks centered again on terrorism and trying to find peace between the Israelis and Palestinians. Next was a brief but what Mr. Trump described as inspiring visit with Pope Francis in Rome, followed by a stop at NATO headquarters in Brussels, where he pushed and prodded the leaders of other member nations for not meeting defense funding obligations. The president's final stop was here along the Sicilian coast for the G7 summit, where he found both common ground and conflict, much like the rest of his trip outside of the Middle East.
I always thought the Europe trip would be more difficult for him because of his ambivalence, which is strange, but it exists, about Europe.
Now President Trump heads home, where it doesn't appear things will get much easier as the investigation expands surrounding his administration. Jay Gray, NBC News, Taormina, Sicily.
Tonight, fans are remembering a legendary rocker. Gregg Allman's family released a statement confirming the frontman of the Allman Brothers Band has died at age 69. Allman was a pioneer of Southern rock. His band catapulted to fame in the 1970s with hit songs like Ramblin' Man and Statesboro Blues. Allman co-founded the group with his older brother and guitarist Dwayne in the late 60s. This Memorial Day, our State of Addiction coverage continues surrounding the nation's opioid epidemic. Monday night at 9 on KSBW, we'll have air an hour-long special with in-depth coverage on how opioid addiction is impacting people, how physicians are changing the way they treat pain, and what resources are available for people and families confronting opioid addiction. Again, our State of Addiction special airs Monday night at 9 on KSBW. Still to come on Action News 8, check your fridge before you fire up the grill. The company recalling 100,000 pounds of hot dogs, and why? And a woman being forced out of her home for hoarding toys. Why she says she collects them. Coverage you can count on continues.
You're watching KSBW Action News 8 at 6 with Lauren Seaver and KSBW Weather with meteorologist Ferdinand Holum. Now, coverage you can count on. This is KSBW Action News 8.
On the Consumer Watch, just in time for your Memorial Day barbecue, a major hot dog recall. The company behind Nathan's and Curtis Hot Dogs is recalling more than 200,000 pounds of product because there may have been hidden metal inside. There have been 3 reports so far. The recall covers 14-ounce packages of Nathan's skinless beef franks with the use-by date of August 19th and 16-ounce packs of Curtis beef master franks with an expiration of June 25th. If you have a recalled package, throw it away or take it back to the store where you bought it. An interesting story out of Florida, a woman evicted from her apartment due to hoarding of a unique kind. 73-year-old woman, her home is filled with thousands of toys. Everything's organized from the Muppets to dinosaurs, even tigers. So cute. But the woman says after a surprise inspection last week, she was given an eviction notice by her landlord, noting her collection is a fire hazard.
I'm devastated as far as I'm concerned. And no, I don't want to leave. I love this, and I don't bother anybody. I don't smoke. I don't cook. Okay, and I don't have a live animal that can knock over a lamp.
The property manager has not responded. The woman says the toys are not only for her, she also collects them for gift boxes that she sends to charities around the world. A private jet once owned by the king of rock and roll has been auctioned off after sitting on a runway in New Mexico for 30 years. The 1962 Lockheed jet sold for $430,000 today at an event featuring celebrity memorabilia. Elvis actually designed the interior that has gold tone hardware, red velvet seats, and red shag carpet. The jet does not have an engine and needs a restoration of its cockpit. Still pretty cool, though.
I like the red shag carpet.
Right? He has good taste.
What was it, $400,000?
$430,000.
Yeah, not a bad deal.
Right?
You know, just put an engine in it and woohoo, there you go.
There you go. You got a jet. Well, turning now to weather, it seemed like it was going to be a pretty nice 3-day weekend. But
You know, it is, and it depends on where you are. Today we got a heck of a lot more sun at the beaches, which was great for a lot of people. You needed it after the low clouds of the last couple days. Going forward, we're going to have another look at that marine layer. First, let's go ahead and step outside. There's Skycam 8 Soledad. Clear skies in the Salinas Valley. You had a lot of low clouds there this morning. Here are your current conditions. Coming up, we'll have your Memorial Day forecast, plus tomorrow's forecast as well.
Now, KSBW weather with meteorologist Ferdinand Holum.
Welcome back, everybody, and a good Saturday afternoon. It was a beautiful day today, very comfortable temperatures, not much in the way of those low clouds. There were a few low clouds this morning, but not widespread. Upper 70s in Santa Cruz, or at least in the hills or in the mountains. Low 70s closer to the beaches. Watsonville at 64 degrees, so a little bit cooler there. Much cooler on the peninsula, a lot of marine influence, but a lot of sunshine too. 60s, low 60s for the most part there. And then you get down into the Salinas Valley. A few low clouds to start the day. By the afternoon, lots of sunshine. 66 here in Salinas, 73 Soledad. King City topped out at 80 degrees, one of the warmer spots. San Jose 70 today and some mid-70s for Morgan Hill, Gilroy, and for Hollister. Here's a live view from Monterey, the Portola Hotel. Again, no clouds out there right now. They are offshore, but they're not very well organized, so I don't have that much confidence that they're going to go very far inland overnight tonight. We'll get to the microcast in just a moment. Temperatures right now 60s around the bay, still a few 70s left over in our valleys, warmer toward Bradley in the low 80s right now. Sea breeze in full effect there. That's cooling everything off there, anywhere from 9 to about 15 miles per hour. Here's your setup, a big ridge of high pressure up here. You can see kind of the clouds starting to wrap around that ridge of high pressure. So Northern California, Washington and Oregon actually warmer for us. Inland, we're going to be sunny and warm, maybe a few low clouds to start the day, but for the most part, it'll be sunny inland. And then, of course, at the coast, we had the marine layer in play, ebbing and flowing. Today, we got lucky and we got a lot of sunshine out there, especially on the peninsula and right around the bay. Tomorrow, yeah, let's watch our microcast here. So low clouds with our sea breeze will push back in overnight tonight. Microcast has the clouds going all the way down our valleys. We did have a lot of low clouds down the valley this morning. By tomorrow, though, if they go that far in, they'll get out rather quickly. So put it that way. And then they'll hug the coast tomorrow as well. So starting off cloudy at the coast, by the afternoon, we should get a couple hours of sunshine. And then those low clouds will make their run back in tomorrow night into Monday. So Monday morning, again, for your Labor Day plans, or Memorial Day plans, excuse me, starting off the day, especially at the beaches, cloudy, and then afternoon sun. That's what we got to go with here. Mid-60s up in San Francisco tomorrow, some low 70s right around the San Francisco Bay. You get down into the Santa Clara Valley, some 70s for San Jose, low 80s Morgan Hill and Gilroy, upper 70s Hollister, Salinas Valley, upper 60s for the northern half, some middle to upper 70s and even some 80s down toward King City and Greenfield, Monterey Peninsula. Low to mid 60s, again, kind of what we saw today. Hopefully we'll get as much sun as we got today up in the Santa Cruz area, low 80s, up in the hills, 70s, closer to the beaches, even some upper 60s there closer to the beaches. And here's your KSBW 8-day forecast. So Memorial Day at the coast, again, low clouds to start the day and then some sun in the afternoon. Lots of clouds Tuesday and Wednesday with the system moving through, and then we start to warm it back up a little bit as we head toward next weekend. And inland, high temperatures, more of a, well, a light little roller coaster there. A few 80s for the first couple days there. Inland's gonna be nice on Monday. A few 70s there Tuesday, Wednesday. Ramp it up back toward next weekend.
Okay, all right. So we'll take it.
Yeah, you know, I got to tell you, the marine layer is a tough thing to forecast, and a lot of people want to go to the beach.
Of course.
And you want to know what it's going to be like tomorrow or on Monday.
We just have to be patient.
And you do have, you know, check the live cams in the morning. Check with me tomorrow morning, and you
just
know,
stay tuned.
Yeah, you know, and we'll see how it goes. All right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.